bringing on Benzinga's Neal Hamilton.
Oh.
And for anybody out there who's just joining us again, this is the 6th annual Benzinga Global Fintech Awards. This is where we not only celebrate all the innovations that have come to capital markets, but we're also taking a look ahead to see what's up next. Again, everybody, you are empowered with the chat on YouTube. If you have questions, comments, topics you want to see addressed, drop them in there. We're going to be hearing from the brokerages, the tools, the information providers all day today. This is your day to learn about the space and what's really out there for you. And with that, Neal, I'm going to send it your way.
Thank you very much, Luke. I agree so much with what Luke just said, and it plays into part of why I'm so excited for this next talk. We are in an inflection point. Many have said it. You can see it. You can feel it. Cryptocurrency, stock markets, access to the retail investor, access to normal everyday people able to grow their wealth with new technology and new understanding in markets. That's why I'm very excited to introduce our next session with Victor Wang, CEO of Stockpile. Victor, how are you today?
Good. Morning, Neal.
Morning, sir. For the folks that are not initiated yet, would you mind letting us know a little bit about what Stockpile is and a little bit about yourself?
So Stockpile, we're a brokerage centered around new investors and helping them build long-term healthy investing habits. We want people to make investing, we want to make investing simpler and more approachable. And we want the investing opportunity to be open to everyone, not just a chosen few. It's why nearly half our customers are women and 25% of our customers are under the age of 18. The face of investing is definitely changing, and we're here to bring equal financial opportunity to everyone. We want to make it easier for everyone to get going, easier to get help, and easier to get it right. So we just want people to start investing.
I really enjoy that mission, and I love seeing the actualization on the app. I got a chance to check it out. I know with the holidays coming up that I'm going to be utilizing you guys quite a bit for some people that I think will really like it. So I want to ask a little bit about Stockpile itself. I'm hoping that you can tell me, you can tell the folks that might not know about you guys, how does Stockpile make it easy for people to start investing?
Yeah, I think that's been our core to our mission from the inception. Initially, we have custodial accounts to help kids get started investing early. We have gift cards to help people get started in a way that's easier and familiar. And we're the only place you can buy a gift card to get people started with investing and help them get stock. We have a streamlined interface to make investing more straightforward. And we have a simplified onboarding so that people can get started in under 30 seconds. We remove the complexity from investing to make it easier for everyone to take their first step and help other people take theirs and help people buy their first stock.
That's great. And for those that haven't tried to do this, it's not necessarily an easy process if you want to gift a stock to a younger person, a child. If you've got great nephews, nieces, you've got grandkids, you've got kids you want to get started. There's a bit of a process. Would you mind sort of illustrating what the alternative looks like to Stockpile?
Yeah, I think, challenging on most other brokerages, if you want to start a brokerage account for somebody else, you have to get social security numbers, you have to get information, you have to go, often go to the brokerage itself. For us, it's simple. You go online, you buy a gift card for somebody, you don't need social security numbers, you don't need any information, you just need either their email or the phone number, and that's all you need to get someone else started. And that person can be 10 years old, they can be 40 years old. Really, we want to make sure that everyone is comfortable taking that first step.
Yep, absolutely. And guys, the holiday season is coming up, so make sure you pay attention to this, because I really think this is on the top of a gift that you can get for almost anyone. So I want to know a little bit about how you guys over at Stockpile look at this time that we're at, where there's a shift in market structure, right? More retail folks are getting access to the markets. And I'm just wondering if from your point of view, you could tell me which trends you've identified that have led to the creation of Stockpile.
Absolutely. Well, I think the big thing is that the customers of today are not the customers of the last 100 years. So the brokerage business can't stay the same. Historically, wholesale pricing, trade fees, those were big barriers for people starting to invest. But with everyone offering fractional trading, which we invented, by the way, and commission free trading, those barriers have disappeared. So the barrier for today's investors, it's really literacy and confidence. The barriers are now really emotional. The feeling of exclusion, people feeling like the investing opportunity isn't open to them. So we try to help everyone get started. We want people to cast aside the fear and uncertainty in favor of confidence and literacy. So ultimately, we want everyone to just, become informed and be able to make responsible investing choices.
And this is a mission that resonates a lot with us over at Benzinga. Very similar to what you're doing with enablement and providing the tools to get access to the markets. Our mission is to provide information that is equally easy to consume for everyone.
Absolutely.
So I very, very much this mission resonates with me and the other Zingers here. So I'm curious. We know that there have been sort of these trends happening. We know that there's a lack of financial literacy among people who really just need to take a step forward and can really get access to the markets. Have there been any key inflection points for you guys at Stockpile? Any external events perhaps that have gotten you to where you are today?
I think the big change obviously was the introduction of free trading. I mean, really, that removed so much of the financial barrier. But I think what we do is we work with not only our customers but behavioral scientists to really understand how people can start to emotionally feel open to making those decisions. We want to help everyone make confident choices. And not just based on like random confidence, but informed confidence, right? We have a quick start guide to help people make those first steps. It's something that's really centered around kids, but we see a lot of adults reading that as well. It's how do we help people make that first step? Even in spite of all the removal of fees and making that all simpler, the vast majority of Americans still don't invest in the stock market, and really taking that first step is really, really difficult. I mean, when you think about anything that you start, right? Getting back in shape, learning a new language, whatever it is, that first step is the most difficult part. And that's why we say starting is everything. There's a great quote that I heard, from this Olympic runner. He said, "The hardest part of every morning run is a trip from the bed to the floor." And investing is the same way. So really, we want to make sure that we are helping people take that first step and see that they can have an opportunity for success as long as they simply start.
I love that you're setting this foundation with young people and getting them in and making them feel comfortable. Imagining folks going through their adolescence and going into an adulthood with that, as you said, that knowledge-based confidence is unprecedented, at least in mass for most people. So it's very exciting to see that. And that leads me into my next question, which is, how do you see brokerage and investing evolving over the next few years?
I think it's really just making sure it's more approachable. And I think it's got to be, just a completely different way that people think about investing. People aren't comfortable even talking about money and finances. So we really have to get people past that and really build a, overall confidence and comfort level. And that's not from, I think we see that a lot where, I think if you look at most brokerages, when you land on that first login page, it's all charts. Right. And the chart is actually what makes it confusing for a lot of investors. So how do we make it more approachable? How do we make it more comfortable so that people can, understand their finances and introduce others to it as well? I want to mention real quick, it's like the nature of the way we look at the community as a whole is different. So I think that's one of the reasons why Stockpile actually created the Stockpile Foundation, to basically change the way we look at investing and creating greater inclusion for everybody. So, the Stockpile Foundation partners with Summa Wealth, which is, financial literacy toward the Latinx community, Cool Kids, which serves at-risk youth and underserved communities. So the nature of the way we look at our business and outreach and inclusion is very different than I think the like I said, the past 100 years. When you look at customers over this entire time, the way we represent brokerage and investing has been pretty much the same. And really this change with new investors coming in, wanting to understand what they're doing, looking for that opportunity, we need to make sure that doors open, that we're approachable to people, and that we're representing information investing in a way that they feel that they can be successful with.
So you mentioned a few communities with your foundation that are certainly, we know, statistically underrepresented in the retail trading community. And I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about what the average Stockpile user looks like, because I have to imagine that's quite different than the average user of one of those more advanced brokerages.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I think when we started, oftentimes we looked at people looked at our average balances or average portfolio value, and just ridicule and say, oh, that's not, that's such a small amount. Is that really a real investor? And what's happened is those customers that have simply started, the average portfolio value has increased significantly over the past 2 to 3 years. And not just because of stock market improvement, but really additional investment into their portfolio and creating a pattern of behavior where the average brokerage is 20 to 25% female customers. We're almost half our customers are women, and the fact that almost a quarter of our customers are under the age of 18 and are actively looking at how to inform themselves about investing in a responsible way with parental approval. Those are the things that get people engaged and feel like, that they can be successful with that. And so I think that's really key, just making sure that we're getting more people looking at it, being confident enough to even make that first step.
Yeah, confidence sounds like a big theme here. And I'm wondering, so confidence is one of the challenges, one of the barriers to someone who's outside of the markets, taking that first step and getting in. I'm wondering if you can talk a bit more about some of those challenges that you see out there with whether it's underrepresented groups or if it's differences between children, adults, getting into investing, and how you guys are approaching them and how you see that evolving in the future.
Yeah, I think one good point is our custodial product. Our custodial product has a supervisory element to it where kids can initiate a potential trade, but it will go to the parent who will then make an approval and then say, okay, yes, Billy can make this trade. But I think the most important part of that element is not simply that they're able to make a trade, but that we're able to create a dialogue between kids and parents. And I think we want that same dialogue to be among peers. And I think when people are talking about simpler tools like gift cards or anything else that can initiate that discussion, those are people that would have never talked about finances before. I mean, we know that, from studies, people would rather talk about death and disease than about finances. And how do we make that be an approachable topic for people? And it's looking to these different communities, making contextually accurate representations that are relevant to those audiences in the right way. That's what we need to do, and I think that's what we've done with a lot of our community partners, is to make sure that we're welcoming to those people and making sure that that they feel that they can start investing. I think I'll kind of start with one key thing. When I started investing, the most intimidating step for me is to walk into a brokerage and wondering, do I even belong here? Is this the right place for me? That's what every customer goes through when they start out, and that's what we need to change.
That's incredible. Any final things that you would like folks to walk away with when they think about Stockpile? What do you want folks to think?
We want to think that for everybody, that if you're willing to learn and start, that you can start investing. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you have $2 or $2,000 or $200,000. You have the same opportunity to start investing, that your chance of being financially, having financial opportunity is not dictated by, where you live or the color of your skin or your gender. It's everybody. And I think as long as everyone understands that, they can take that first step and have the opportunity for success.
Fantastic. Victor Wang, CEO at Stockpile. Victor, thanks so much for being with us at the Fintech Awards today.
Thanks so much, Neal.